Have you ever thought about how many times they've reused the Zelda theme in Smash? I know you have, I've read the comments. We're going to do that right now, and then we're going to look at the rest of the stuff that we missed in part 1 of this series. This is my personal favorite. It then mixes into like the dungeon theme, so it's kind of like a medley. This is basically the A Link to the Past overworld theme, but instead of 16-bit, it's 64-bit. It's really the same version, so there wouldn't be any point in putting in this and the A Link to the Past version, you know, hypothetically. Why include this? I guess it's just a little piece of history. I feel like no one really would prefer to pick the 8-bit version over the other ones. It's no Shovel Knight music, that's for sure. It's a very early NES 8-bit sound. I don't know. This is also a good version, but it was Melee, so it sounds a little compressed. Brawl would go on to make 2 remixes of the Zelda theme. They could have probably just kept this one. This one was good enough. And then they could have remixed a different Zelda song. This is the theme song again. That was the other Brawl one and the Smash 4 one. You could barely tell that they faded into different tracks. The Smash 4 one is kind of unique because it starts as the main theme and then transitions into the dungeon theme. Oh wait, we already had that with the Brawl title screen one. See, this is what I'm talking about. If they're going to put in this effort, they could have made an orchestral version of any Zelda song, but they did the theme song again. This medley goes over 4 songs, not including the ones that only last 2 seconds. It goes over the main theme, the title, Underground, Zelda's Lullaby. And the funny thing about that is that there's already a song that does the title, the main theme, and then Underground. And I just want to make it clear that I'm not really trying to complain. I'm very curious why. And another thing, it's not just that I'm mad that it's the same song. It's not like I'm sick of hearing it. It's just that we could have had more variety, right? Actually, no, they should have made all 45 songs the Zelda theme song. Let me say something good about this one. I like that it's in a different style. It's like what if Hyrule was in Spain? I appreciate that, because the other ones are the same style. Alright guys, Corporate wants us to port in one A Link to the Past song. Which one is it going to be? Maybe Ganondorf's theme? It could be Hyrule Castle? How about the theme song? So out of all the songs in the Majora's Mask soundtrack, they picked Termina Field, which is the main theme. Have you heard some of the boss music in that game? They did decide to remix a Majora's Mask song. Which one was it again? What did they decide to put in the money, effort, and resources into? Is this the only song they know how to play? And I know it doesn't work like that, but if they're going to smashify a 64-bit song, like they have that opportunity. What about the Song of Healing? Now that's not a fighting song, but what if it was? They literally have that ability. And then just like A Link to the Past, because they have a similar soundtrack, they could have put in countless iconic songs. And that's it. That's all the Zelda themes that are in the soundtrack. No, I know that doesn't really count, but luckily that's it. That's 12 Zelda themes, including that one and any of the medleys that play it for over a minute. That's definitely a lot. And again, it's not that there's too many songs, I should cut any songs. It's just, we could have got more variety, right? And I know that's a very common complaint for Nintendo fans. We hypothetically could have got this over complaining what we actually got. And they're all very well done, you know, I'm not complaining about that. Wait, what's this?
Are there any other I should know about?
Here's my thesis, okay? This is what I'm trying to say. In Smash 6, or whatever the sequel is going to be, and there's going to be a sequel, of course there's going to be a sequel. Just don't double dip anymore. Okay, we don't need any more Zelda themes, we don't need any more Pikmin themes. We're good. Okay, there's still more to talk about with Zelda. I'd just be repeating myself. You could have put this in, you could have put that in. But let's move on to another series here. Now, I know we're all Smash fans here, so I'll try to keep the Fire Emblem talk to a minimum. Lost in Thoughts All Alone. All Alone, that's another trait for Smash fans. Anyway, this is a song that's in here 4 times. Now, the only thing I really disagree with here is the Ultimate remix. That did not need to exist. There was already a big version of this song, because the original, the English and Japanese version, it puts you to sleep. They probably just could have avoided putting that in altogether and just had the Smash 4 remix and then put in another Fire Emblem Fates song, because the originals are the same song, they just have an English singer and a Japanese singer. You got Game & Watch, he has his own category here, but he has 2 songs, both of which don't come from a Game & Watch game because those games don't have music, even though he could have taken it from the Game & Watch Gallery games. Ice Climber is one game, unless you include Ice Climber Versus, that's not really its own game though. But Game & Watch is a series of games, technically, but no music. So it's still strange they included. They don't have Duck Hunt on here either, which has at least 2 songs. Minecraft music is another thing. It doesn't have any of the original Minecraft music, like we know that. Sakurai just...
最も、テンションが高いゲームとしては、原作の曲をそのものを、入れるというのはやっぱり困難でしょうけれどもね。
What are you talking about? You heard this one, right? Have you ever heard the original version of this? We know it has to be for some copyright reason. Like the comment Sakurai said sounded like some PR excuse, and it's not a very good one. Not to mention we have songs like Swan Lesson and the legendary environmental noises. Last video I should have mentioned there's not a single Pokemon spin-off track. Apparently Sakurai gave his composers free reign to just choose what they want to make, what songs they want to include. I don't know if that was the right idea because we got a ton of extra Fire Emblem ones we probably didn't need, and we got a lot of repeats like I keep talking about. I guess nobody played or cared about the Pokemon spin-offs. I have some theories about Sakurai. If he hasn't played a game, I just don't think it's represented. I don't think he plays the modern Kirby games. I don't think he's ever picked up a Wario Land game before. Maybe he played Wario Land Shake It and got to Ruins, so he picked the Ruins song in it, and for some reason made Wario have his victory fanfare be Ruins from Wario Land Shake It. That doesn't even make sense. I don't know, that'd be like making Mario's victory theme like Rico Harbor. When Brawl came out, Wario Land Shake It wasn't out yet. I don't know what's going on with that. Alright guys, humor me with this rant about victory fanfares. They've been using the same themes since Brawl. Some of the fanfares they actually chopped up to make shorter. It's just, some of them are just kind of lame, like the Melee ones. Some of the Melee ones are better than the Brawl, Smash 4, and Ultimate ones. Why'd they make Game & Watches so similar to snakes? And here's Game & Watches in Melee. Personally, I prefer this one. They've been using those since 2008, with few exceptions. You know, and then even in Smash 4 hearing it reused, it was like, oh wow, that's kind of weird. And then even still in Ultimate. Anyway, let's get back on track. Sonic selection, I really don't think is that bad. I know people complain all the time about it. When it comes to third-party series, you know, there's copyright hurdles they have to get over. So I understand that, but I mean, there's no remixes except for one. But there's not any like Sega official remixes either. Like they have the original Green Hill, but not like one of the countless remixes. It makes me think. You know, Angel Island Zone is the only remix, and I've seen people getting mad about the fact that it's not even a Smashed original remix. It was made for some remix album that came out before Brawl. That's kinda true, but I think that's kind of misinformation because it did come out before, but it was made for Brawl. Just look at the track name. Plus, did they even look at the Smash Dojo website? Sakurai said it was composed for this game. But he's a liar sometimes. Bitch! But mostly alright. It is third party again, so there's probably weird copyright stuff. There's no boss music on here, or at least like Eggman tracks, like we gotta get some of those. Well, maybe they're saving it for DLC. Chemical Plant, like, just get the Generation soundtrack on there. Can they do that? I know, at this point I'm just complaining. but it's not right to really complain if there's no solution provided. I really don't know if there's something they can do about this. Earthbound has some weird copyright stuff surrounding it. Like, I don't think Nintendo solely owns it, and I don't think they solely own the music, and I know that for sure because they sample a crap ton of Beatles, and they put in Johnny B. Good. Alright, well then just don't put in those songs. But then it goes beyond just the music. There's just weird copyright stuff in general. If you look at the title screen of Smash Ultimate, Shigesato Itoi is credited on his own. And yeah, these aren't just like credits, that's also like copyright info. Like, I don't see Junichi Masuda on there. So I'm just thinking he owns a majority portion of the Earthbound brand, because he releases his own merchandise for it too. Nintendo is not attached to it. Nintendo is very strict with emulators and stuff like that, but they never went after the Mother 3 translation or the various ROM hacks for Earthbound, and I think that's because they legally can't. And this is just my speculation and a couple observations. Like, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You know, Earthbound was supposed to come out on the Wii Virtual Console, and it didn't. It was like canceled. And then it did come out on the Wii U Virtual Console, but it was like more expensive. And I think it had something to do with the music in it. That's just speculation. And I really don't think it's Nintendo. They're trying to squeeze out every dime they have because of Earthbound fans will buy. No. There were a lot of anticipated Super Nintendo games to come out on the Wii U Virtual Console, and that's the only one I can recall that was more expensive. This is like desperate Wii U era. This is Nintendo trying to look good. Okay, but now that they're successful, and this is just a guess, but I really don't think it's going to come out on the SNES online app, but I think it might be released on its own. I mean, supposedly Nintendo needs to work with Microsoft if they want to do anything with the Rareware Donkey Kong games, I guess. Now, it was on the SNES Mini, but maybe they have to cut the profits or something, and you can't really do that with a paid service like Nintendo Switch Online. Okay, we're getting off topic here. So why am I bringing all this up? Just to try to make it clear that there's some weird copyright stuff with Earthbound, that's all. Maybe they really tried to get as many Earthbound songs as they could. Like, they tried their best, maybe. They do have 2 4-sides, though. A battle medley, though. I would love a battle medley. Hopefully one day, we'll get that. And we have another third-party one, Metal Gear. It's kind of hard to complain because it is third-party, but it also, I think it's pretty good. I think the selection is good. You know, people complain about Snake Eater being instrumental. They might as well just made it the vocal version if they already have the James Bond-like remix, which I like both versions. They're pretty different, so whatever, you have both. Not that big a deal. It's not like the Zelda ones were all the same. And real quick, the MGS4 love theme. Do you know what that sounds like? To me, it sounds like Pirates of the Caribbean, but that's not what this is about. Have you ever heard the original from Metal Gear? It's so different. You can barely tell it's the same song. It's not a complaint. I just think it's kind of funny. And now this video ends abruptly. Thank you for watching. You know, thanks for listening to my rant. I might have been wrong a couple of times in this video. Do you have any obscure Smash complaints? Like, not necessarily character or stage based, but do you have anything that's just like small? I'm giving you an excuse to make a complaint that you've never shared before, possibly, just because it's so minor.